Shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak, Dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations. Much love and respect to you, Akim, out there pushing this word out in truth and sincerity. And this is going to be entitled Everything But the Skin Color. And the reason I'm titling that is because in this video, you're going to see Vocab Malone make a ridiculous statement in order to try to dismiss the fact that the Israelites were dark-skinned people. Okay, when we say dark skin, we mean dark brown to light brown. Okay, and having the prototype being this a so-called black man, looking like a so-called black man, like this man you see in the background. Okay, this is the look of an Israelite, the prototype look of an Israelite, but now we've been scattered, so Israel looks, different. Okay, there's different looks of Israelites, and you see the Latin tribes, they have been conquered and pillaged and raped by Edomites, so you see that they look lighter, which that's all part of prophecy as well. So anyways, we're gonna hear Vocab, right, and his minion, which is Eve, and Eve is the devil. Okay, Eve and the serpent are both going down together. Okay, don't try to save Eve. Eve is through. Okay, Eve is through. All right, so we're gonna play this video, and you're gonna hear the ridiculous statement that that Vocab makes.
All right, he is able to just go all out with. Do you guys see this? I mean, in the back, he's like full out with the. Yeah, I wonder what the thing is. I mean, I'm kind of digging it away. I mean, he's got blue boots on. The cameraman's more elaborate than the others. All right, continuing on, Dinu. Let's see what you got to say.
Life, because you're so used to simp niggas and catering to your every emotion. You understand? But we're up here as prophets of the Lord. And see that image of Christ right there? That's why she wants to save you. Because in her mind, she thinks she's looking at Christ. You understand? When really she should be paying attention to this black man right here. You understand? That's a real depiction of Christ.
Christ looks not like 90-year-old man.
No, Christ looks like a black man. And now I'm going to read it to you again, just like I read it.
See, she's scoffing at the fact that, I think she said, oh, does he look like a 90-year-old man? So she's scoffing at the depiction of the Lord, but the scriptures say that the Lord has white woolly hair, showing you that she doesn't know anything and she should just keep her damn mouth shut. Even the the New Testament tells you that, let your woman keep silent in the churches. So that's just proof that these Christians, they don't really follow the Bible. They just do whatever their wicked heart tells them to do. This is Revelations 1. And we bring this out a lot, but we're going to bring it out again because she clearly doesn't know that the Lord had white hair, which means that is something typical of someone with that's older in age. Okay, this is Revelations 1 in verse 13. It says, and she's going to be destroyed. Okay, believe me, you. Okay, all these little Christian women, they're going to be destroyed, and along with the men. It says, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto, matter of fact, let's read 1 in verse 1 first. It says, the revelation of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, which the Most High gave unto him to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass, and he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John. Now, revelation means what? To reveal. So this is the revealing of Yahweh Shai. So we jump down to the 13th verse. It says, and in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man. We know that was Yahweh Shai's title, the Son of Man, clothed with a garment down to the foot, and girt about the paps with a golden girdle. And we have a depiction of the Lord with a golden girdle. They have a depiction, right, of this the Edomite looking God, all right, Jesus Christos, with no girdle whatsoever, and he doesn't even have fringes when they depict him, when that's an Israelite custom. That's part of the law. So Yahweh Shai would have fringes on. Okay. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool. So they were white in color, woolly in texture. Oh no, it's white meaning the wool is white. No. Wool can be any color. Sheep's wool comes in all shapes and color. Actually, to have pure white sheep's wool is more or all white sheep's wool rather is more uncommon than having sheep with blemishes and different and brown sheep and things of that nature. Which brown doesn't make it a blemish, but I mean like even to have a sheep that's full on brown, a sheep would usually have different spots here and there. Okay, so you can have brown wool, you can have black wool, you can have white wool. So it's dealing with the color first and foremost, and then the wool is the texture. Okay, so you can't use that argument. Okay, you have many different colors of wool. Okay, look it up. It says his head and his hairs were white like wool. Okay, so it was white and woolly, as the brothers had depicted there on the image, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Okay, so meaning what? His eyes were red with wine, as the prophecy says in Genesis. So she clearly doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay, and now let's deal with the skin color now. And his feet, right? Your feet have skin on it, correct? Okay, and his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in a furnace. Okay, now when you deal with fine brass, you deal with true brass. True fine brass is very dark. Okay, true fine brass is dark. It's not that golden color that they show. That's some new age stuff. When you look at true fine brass, matter of fact, let's pull that up. Let's type in fine brass. And yeah, we're gonna go into some commentaries as well. We're gonna go into some commentaries so they can be right? So they could be dissected. Okay, now look at this. This is what you call brass. This is fine brass. This is true fine brass. Even this because it's a brown color. It's a brown color. Okay, this is more what it would be, a darker brown color. You see, this is like my complexion. Okay, what you would consider a dark skinned man. Oh, look what they have here. Look what they have here. You see? They try to have it like an Edomite looking guy, but then all of a sudden he got dark brown skin like a so-called black guy. Okay? See? If you're going to tell the truth, this is what fine brass would look like. But it didn't stop there. He wasn't just a so-called black man. He was a dark-skinned black man. Okay? Very dark skin, rather. Okay? Because you have dark skin and then you got very dark skin. So let's continue. It says, and his feet like unto fine brass, is the colors we were showing you there, as if they burned in a furnace. And what does burned mean? That's past tense. Doesn't mean he's burning. Burning is present, because they try to say, that means it was on fire. No, because these devils will do anything and say anything to try to get away from the fact that the Lord was a so-called black man, and the Israelites are so-called black people and dark people and people of color. Okay? Right? So it says, as if they burned, past tense, in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. Meaning he had a very deep, powerful voice. He didn't have a voice like an Edomite, or like how they depict the Lord. Oh, my child, come. That's not the Lord's voice. The Lord was a very powerful, strong Judite voice, man. He had a very powerful, strong Judite voice, like the elder Einop, man. And other elders, the other brothers. The brother from or the elder from what's that? Not Mississippi. Is it Mississippi? Yeah, actually, yeah. The elder from Alabama. The elder from Alabama, rather. He has that dark, powerful Judite voice, man. Okay? So anyways, now, let's continue. So she clearly doesn't know what she's talking about. We could have got Daniel's as well, which spoke about his arms. Matter of fact, let's get that. Let's get Daniel's, man. Because you devils will try to slither your way out. And when I say that you devils, I'm speaking about Eve too. I'm speaking about the so-called black woman too, because she's the devil as well. This is Daniel's 7 verse 9, and it reads, well, this is dealing with the Heavenly Father. But this shows you that he's a so-called black man as well. Matter of fact, I'll read this too. It says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, which is the Most High, okay, whose garment was white as snow, And so he had a white garment on. It didn't say white as wool. It said white as snow. Okay. And it said, and the hair of his head was like the pure wool. So his hair was woolly, and it was also fully white. Okay. Because pure, what the color white represents purity. Okay. So you already know. Okay. And what else does the white hair represent? It represents wisdom. So you know the Heavenly Father has white hair. That's why Yahweh Shai had white hair. He said his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels as burning fire. See, now here we have the word burning. There's a difference between the word burned and the word burning. Okay, you learn that in elementary school, man. So all of a sudden, these guys don't know how to. They don't have reading comprehension, man, because of their love affair with a so-called white supremacy, Edomite supremacy. But all of that is being broken up, man. This is Daniel's 10 and verse 5. It says, "Then I lifted up mine eyes and looked, and behold, a certain man clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz." This is Yahweh Shai, the same description as what John saw in the island of Patmos. His body also was like the beryl. Now, meaning his garment was like the beryl. His body wasn't green. His garment was the color green. Okay. And his, see, they'll use that argument. See, well, it says his body was green, so this is figurative. No, this is speaking about his garment. You have to have reading comprehension. This is why when we depict him, we have a green garment on. Not even reading comprehension. You have to have spiritual discernment. Okay. And his face as the appearance of lightning, meaning he shined, because the scriptures say that what? Wisdom maketh a man's face to shine. And his eyes like lamps of fire. And his arms and his feet. So you telling me his arms and his feet was a different color from the rest of his body? No. Okay. Like in color to polished brass. And we just showed you what fine brass looks like. It's a dark skin color. Okay. And the voice of his words like the voice of a multitude. John just went further and said as if they burned in a furnace. Okay. Meaning as if they were darker than the average brass. You see, but it had a shine to it because brass has a shine to it. He didn't look like a Hamite because Hamites got dark skin too, but they don't have a glow or a shine to them. You understand? I want to extinguish this picture because this is what brass look. This is the original look of brass. And you can't get an Edomite or a so-called white guy out of this. It's impossible. It is impossible. I don't care how much tanning they do. You know what's going to happen when they tan? They're just going to turn redder. As it describes, Esau came out red. That's all that's going to happen. That's all that's going to happen. Okay? Well, let's prove that. Let's prove that right now. Matter of fact, Salaki, I want to stay in images. Let's prove that right now. Let's prove that right now. Because we don't get sunburn. I ain't never had no sunburn before. Oh, what's this about? What's this? This red. This is red, bro. This is red, bro. This is red, bro. Red. So what the hell are you talking about? And I remember seeing an Edomite growing up with these yellow things. And I thought we looked at him. All of our friends looked at all of the Jakes. We looked at them like aliens. What the fuck is that? And then another Edomite would say, oh, yeah, I get that, too. But we didn't know what the hell this yellow bubble was. But that was the curse from the Lord, man. They get that because the Lord hath cursed them. That's the people of the Lord's curse, man. Look at this, man. You telling me? Come on, bro. These are the Edomites, man. These are the Edomites. So Dr. Brown said, oh, you're saying that Esau was white. No, we're not saying Esau was white. We're saying what the scriptures say. Esau was red all over. So stop it. Okay? Now let's continue, man. And Eve, man, I can't wait till Eve gets her judgment. Eve, oh, man, her judgment is coming, man. You got Eve's, the end dub, losing their mind left and right. And it's only the beginning. It hasn't even started yet. Just like I
I read it for Jack here. A lying piece of garbage. Now get Jeremiah 14 and 2 again, because we out here for our people. That's just like I told Jack. And since I'm not trying to insult you, I'm trying to educate you a little bit. You understand? I'm not trying to insult you. You ever heard of tough love? I know you never received it before in your life because you're so used to simp niggas catering to your every emotion. You understand? But we're up here as prophets of the...
It was interesting to me that they felt the need to spell black, and so I was like, well, why don't we just go ahead and spell mourning too, if that's what we're doing here.
That shows you it's to the land, and that's where they get down to the ground. Okay, so that I think that is helping us see what's going on there. But the thing translated black is not describing Judah or Jeremiah or anybody else's phenotype. It's describing the process of you're mourning, you're languishing, you're sad, you're depressed during the famine. Or even if you wanted to even stretch it further and make it a little more literal, we're going to show that it could be a situation where it could be that they're covered like in a soot type situation. We're going to show that it could be a situation where it could be that they're covered like in a soot type situation. That they're covered like in a soot type situation.
So
sensational.
that was the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. So he's saying that it can't be nothing to do with skin color. It got to be this. It got to be mourning and represent this and that. But you know, if you want to make it literal, the only thing could be is that they were covered in soot. So he had to say that they were more likely to be covered in soot than to have dark skin, with all the scriptures that point up to otherwise. You see how these devils are? And you have Eve, the she devil, because they're more of a devil than the so-called white woman. I'm going to put that out there, man. Okay? Okay? I'm going to put that out there. All right? Just eating this nonsense. This is complete nonsense. This is complete nonsense. So anything is anything but the fact that they could have dark skin. Okay? So let's go ahead. Let's let's get some scriptures. Let's get Jeremiah 14 and 2. And you know what? We're gonna go to the commentary, their own scholars, their Edomite scholars in their universities, and see what they came up with, man. You know, because they dance around too, but some of them had to just admit the truth. This is Jeremiah 14 and verse 1. It says, "The word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah concerning the dearth," which means the famine. "Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish." Okay, representing the leadership. Okay, they are black unto the ground. Okay, now we know that word there, black. We're gonna go into that right now. And the cry of Jerusalem is gone up. Okay, so as you can see, this is based upon what? The famine, that they become black unto the ground, which also does represent, which also they are in a state of mourning. But the reason that they're black, well, it's going to go into, it deals with the famine as well, okay? It deals with the famine, okay? Because when you have dark skin and then you go through a famine, okay, what happens? Okay, your skin becomes darker, okay? It says, "And their nobles have sent their little ones to the waters. They came to the pits and found no water. They returned with their vessels empty. They were ashamed and confounded and covered their heads." Okay, so let's go here. Let's go to Qadar, right? That's the word Qadar, right? Actual blackness would be more a shakor, okay? Now, this is Qadar. So it's to be dark. So he's talking about soot covering you. It's not talking about actual being black. It just means to be dark. Okay, dark as in the skin complexion. Okay, blackish, meaning you are dark skinned. Okay, dark colored. Okay, you see what I'm saying? By implication to mourn. Well, this is according to Esau. Of course Esau is going to say it's the implication to mourn. Of course he's going to say that, because you think he's going to say dealing with their skin color? Do you think he's actually going to say that? No, of course not. Okay, of course he's not going to say that. because he's the devil. Let's look this up. Let's see what else it says. I'm just doing this off the whim. Just want to see if there's anything else on this. Which doesn't mean to be black. It means to be dark. Right, blackish. Blackish meaning to be dark. Okay. To be dark. Okay, so these are all okay. I kind of wanted like a regular definition that was outside of the scriptures, just the actual definition of the word quadar in Hebrew. Because Esau's going to put his spin on it to mourn, dark, mourn, heavily darkened. Okay. Well, like I said, this only means dark. Okay. When you say to mourn, you're just adding something onto it. Okay. Because it already mentioned mourning earlier in the chapter. So this is speaking about, to be dark. Okay. That's what it means. Okay. To be dark. Now, let's go to the commentary. Okay. This is the Gill's exposition of the entire Bible. Okay, it says Judah mourneth, and the inhabitants. Matter of fact, let's jump down to this part because it's the part we're looking for. It says, they are black unto the ground. That is the inhabitants of the cities and those that sit in the gates. Their faces are black through famine. Whoa. Okay. See Lamentations 4 and 8. Their faces are covered with blackness. They are black as a pot. Okay, meaning they're dark skinned. They're dark. Okay, let's copy this. Let's bring this here. Right, so it's anything but that. It's anything but the skin color. Because these devils, they're trying to bring you back they're trying to lure you back into that plantation Christianity. That's all that is. Okay, this is Lamentations 4. It says, whoa, wait a minute. Hey, it says, matter of fact, we'll read up. It says, her Nazarites were purer than snow. That doesn't mean that they were white. They'll say, why didn't they read the verse before? That doesn't mean they were actually white. The white represents purity. First of all, don't you know white is leprosy in the Bible? Don't you understand that? They were whiter than milk. They were more ruddy in body than rubies. And ruddy means to be a brown color, but having a reddish undertone. Their polishing was of sapphire. Matter of fact, let's prove these two things. Let's prove these two things right now. Let's deal with the fact of being white. Let's see if that has anything to do with. First of all, we know white means pure, but let's deal with the fact of someone's skin turning white. That's not pure. Okay. Let's get Numbers 12. That's not pure. There's nothing pure about that. That's actually a curse from the Lord. Okay, this is contrary to popular belief. This is Numbers 12 and verse 9. It says, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed from off the tabernacle. And behold, Miriam became leprous, going into leprosy, white as snow. So what does it mean? It means that when your skin turns white, okay, or you lose your pigmentation, that is a form of leprosy. That's why we say these Edomites are really clean leopards. They're not white because there's different forms of leprosy. Okay, there's so-called albinism, which is more closer to white than these so-called white people. Okay, although you have so-called white people who have albinism, which they do have extreme albinism when I say that, but they do have a form of albinism anyway. The Lord gave them that naturally. Okay, which is a little bit less severe than actual albinism, where they can't be in the sun at all. Esau can be in the sun, but he can only be in the sun for a certain amount of time before it starts to affect him negatively because he lacks pigmentation. Okay, now them albinos, they're risking their life being out in the sun. You see what I'm saying? Now that's leprosy right there. Okay, that's leprosy. Both of them are leprosy, but that's a more extreme form of leprosy. It says, white as snow, and Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. Okay, meaning she was white. So that's a curse. So we know that the Nazarites, they didn't just make a vow and then all of a sudden the Lord gave them leprosy. That's not what happened. We know that. So this is referring to being pure. Okay. That's why you have to know the scriptures, man, so these devils can't trap you up. Now, when you deal with the term ruddy, right? There's a difference between ruddy and red. That's why they distinguish. They didn't call Esau. They didn't say Esau came out ruddy. They say Esau came out red like this. Okay, and then they described it as a hairy garment because they used to dye their garments actual deep red. Now, let's type in ruddy. Oh, Ruddy Duck. Let's see if it's red like that. No, it's not. See, this is ruddy. This is described as ruddy. This is my skin color, bro. This is my skin complexion right here. This is ruddy. It's a dark brown skin complexion. Look at it. But it has red undertones. You see that? You see that? See, this is the witchcraft that Esau tries to push on the people, man. And the Lord made it that way so that the ones that he doesn't want could be deceived. Okay, you see that? This is ruddy. This is described. Look. What does it say? It says Ruddy Duck, Ruddy Duck, Ruddy Duck, Ruddy Duck. Let's type in Ruddy Deer. Let's type in Ruddy Deer. Oh, well, I guess deers are not really so ruddy. Maybe something else. Ruddy. Thinking of another animal that. Let's type in ruddy animal. Got that. Oh, look, the mongoose. This is known as a ruddy mongoose. Look, so it's brown. Okay, it's brown with reddish undertones. Brown with reddish undertones. See? You see? Look. You know? So stop it. Okay, so just stop it. All right, with the nonsense. You guys lost, man. You guys lost. All right, you lost the battle. Now you're just trying to save face. So even Gil's exposition, these scholars, right? They know. Okay, they know. Okay. Okay. So let's go to Jeremiah. Let's go to Job 30 and verse 30 now. It says, "My skin is black upon me, and my bones are burned with heat." So we know it's talking about his actual skin and his bones. Okay. So what's this about? What's this all about? Okay. What's this all about? This is Job 30 and verse 30, the commentary now. Let's deal with the Benson commentary, because like I said, a lot of these commentaries, these devils are dancing around the points because what do we expect from the devil? The scriptures say that the wicked are estranged from the womb. They go as soon as they be born speaking lies. You can't expect the truth from them. This is why vocab will say anything. He'll go around the earth and say, nah, that just means that, no, there was a shadow, there was an eclipse, and they end up turning dark because of the eclipse. And, he'll say anything except for the fact that they were dark-skinned people. And we're going to go into the hieroglyphs too. Okay, so if you don't see it after this video, then listen, the Lord is not dealing with you, and you will take the chip and you will be destroyed. Point blank, period. Point blank. There's no hope for you if you can't see it after this. Okay, I'll say that. It's ridiculous, man. That means the Lord hath blinded you. Simple as that. This is Job 30 and 30. It says, "My skin is black upon me. The boiling heat of my body hath so parched me that my skin looks black." Show me an Edomite whose skin could look black. That doesn't exist. Okay, it's figurative for a very dark skinned person. Okay, they turn very dark skin, and the marrow in my bones and all my vital moisture are dried up. Okay, so point blank, period. It's as simple as that. Even Benson commentary and Gills know this, but guess what? In different parts, they'll when they're supposed to say something similar, they mix it up because they don't want to come to the conclusion. Although they know, they don't want to come to the conclusion that, listen, man, the Israelites these are the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, let's get this one now. This is Acts, the 13th chapter and the first verse. Okay, Acts 13 and 1. This is the way they dance around this one is funny. It says, "Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that were called Niger." Which I don't want to say. I can't say the word fully. It says Niger here, but the actual pronunciation is not that. Matter of fact, we'll get it. And Lucius of Cyrene and Manaen, which had been brought up with Herod the Tetrarch and Saul. Okay, so we're going to go into this word right here, which is not Niger. It's not pronounced Niger nor Niger. It's pronounced the same thing, that the same way that those Edomites used to call you in slavery, and that they still call you behind closed doors. That's how it's really pronounced. And we're going to let Esau say it, man, because I don't want this video to be flagged. All right.
Strong's G 3526. Niger.
Point blank period. The same thing them devils used to call you in slavery, and that they call you even to this day behind closed doors. Okay. Sometimes in your face. Okay. Now it says what? It says it means black. Okay. Which is really referring to dark skin, because no one is actually black on the earth. So Simeon was, an exceptionally dark skinned person. He was exceptionally dark. You have certain people, that are, amongst Jake that are extra dark, like Wesley Snipes, who else? Eddie Griffin. Let's type in Wesley Snipes. Who are are I want to say abnormally. It's not abnormal. It's more. He's not. It's not average. This is not the average skin tone of the average Jake. Well, Wesley Snipes. Yeah, he's dark. But there's a lot of Jakes with this skin tone. There's someone else there's other people I can reference that I'm trying to think about. You see, when he was younger, he looked even darker. See, he looked even darker here than a lot of these pictures. But you know what? There's a lot of light behind these pictures as well. So like this type of skin, this is not. This is more rare than, let's say, a ruddy type Jake, or a Jake that's more that's less dark than that. Okay, let's put it that way. But that is the most. This is the strongest skin tone, the best skin tone, and women are more attracted to dark skin tones naturally, because what is known as dominant, is known as masculine. Let's go to damn, who was that? Let me see. Very dark skinned. Let me see if I can find something that's even darker than that. See, like this Jake is more what I'm see this Jake is very, very dark skinned, very, very dark skinned, trying to look for some other examples. There's dark and then there's super dark. This brother here is dark, super dark. This brother's a super dark. See, so he could be called Niger, or which we know how to connect pronunciation is. He would be described. Oh man, that's that brother's Quadar. Which is one of the names of one of the sons of Keturah. Okay, because most likely he was dark skinned. Okay. So anyways, that's the point on that. I made the point. So, he was described as that, because he was an extremely dark-skinned individual, which we have that even amongst Jake now. When you have someone that's super dark-skinned, people notice it, people, it's noticeable, they speak about it, since Jake hate themselves in their skin, they sometimes they make fun of it. So, because they hate themselves and they love these devils have made their image the popular thing. They'll make fun of that.
Hashem, Yahweh Bahashem.
Anyways, that's the point on that. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect, and I'll say shalom.